Hello everyone, this is the LEGO City 2025 Bulldozer. It has 682 pieces. I paid $65 US for this. It's 60 euros, 55 pounds UK, or $80 Canadian. Comes with a single printed sign, 3 minifigures we'll look at more closely later on, and a little bit of debris to push around. In my personal opinion though, this thing just looks stunning, and it's huge too. It scales really well to a minifigure to show off a large-sized dozer. I already thought that the last major LEGO City dozer that they did was essentially peak. I didn't think that they could get much better than that, but here they've gone bigger and, in my opinion, better, at least better looking, certainly. The blade is able to come all the way down to the ground. Wait a minute. Why did that just split apart? That just split apart right there also. Let me just push that back together. Yeah, so it can come up and then it can come down to, again, it's splitting right there to the ground. That's very important to me that it come down to the ground. These hydraulic rams will work if I could just get this to stay together. Yeah, they kind of work. And then you have these here at the front as well to adjust your blade angle, and those do nothing because the blade angle is actually completely locked in here. The geometry is 100% locked, so we'll have to just kind of skip on that. The Ripper bar back here is great. That does have suggestions of hydraulic rams that go up and down, and that's pretty beefy. I feel like this is designed to actually take some torque on it when it's being pulled along a high pile carpet or something like that. As usual, you know, putting these together, putting the tracks together is all individual links. So if you don't like doing repetitive stuff, well, you just need to kind of hunker down and just bear it. Just bear it because it's worth it here. This works out really well because this does not have to have a cheater wheel on it. There's no tire underneath here that's connected to a technic mechanism to make this work. It just works naturally, properly. They have the tension just right. They've got this is a very smooth surface here. So for those treads to not be slipping right now is great. So they definitely have done a good thing with that. Large engine compartment. You might notice if you look in there very carefully, you might see some things moving perhaps. Do you see some things moving inside there? I love the fact that we now have these chain link pieces in black. They've got one used for the huge radiator grill here in the front as well. But this does have a technic mechanism, a basic one hooked up to where that happens. It has a 3-cylinder engine. Hey, look, it's Lego, all right? You're not going to be able to fit a huge mechanism into this thing that's designed for young kids to be able to build. But this is nice. It's very nice. They've got like a proper crankshaft down there. You know, it's using the smaller modern pieces, and it's just cool that they added that in there. They didn't need to, and I'm really glad that they did include that. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is that your intake? Facing forward, where's your exhaust? I don't know. Something's weird about that, but I really like the fact that the mechanism is there. I like the shaping around the back behind the cab. I like this. I like these here as well. It's unusual. It's good. Pull this off. It's going to be better to take this off with it. And you just got a couple of control sticks in there and a printed console. That's all good. As well as the deck up here has actual studs to have minifigures standing around the edge. You know, when the pauses in the action and everything like this, so much of the visual design of this and the play design of it to work with the minifigures is just right. I love the shaping, the fact that it's done in that flame yellowish orange again that they're standardizing on for their construction stuff these days. It even has a couple clips on the back to hold on to minifig accessories if you want. I don't like some of the look of some of this back in here, where you can see inside. It also looks rather hollow if you're paying attention there. It's not that big of a deal. I wish that there was just something kind of blocking that space. But what bugs me most about this, and what makes me think that this is a little bit overrated, because hey, I wanted to love this a lot, but it doesn't stay together. When you do this, it falls apart like quickly. If you're not careful with it, it falls apart. Now you can still use it. It doesn't stop it from being usable, but like this is now completely just apart. And then if I want to put it back together, it's just not fun. in that way. Again, you can still use it even with these split apart, right? It still does the thing, but if I want to lift it up now, well, I have to reassemble it in here. And it does that with the greatest of ease. Those parts come apart because there's a little lever mechanism down here that, rather than the hydraulic rams actually extending in and out like you would expect them to, that's actually supposed to be static. And there's just a little mechanism down there that moves. See the red? See the red? That's moving up and down. That's where you get the motion of raising and lowering your blade. Not being able to angle the blade when there's, sorry about that, the suggestion of a hydraulic ram right here is unfortunate, but not a game breaker or a deal breaker. You don't need that for play. It's a fun thing to have one more function that you can operate, but you don't need it. You do need to be able to raise and lower this because you need to be able to back up, put it down, and then roll forward, right? Probably scooch off to the side a little bit, back up, put it down, roll forward. You do that a little bit too much and it starts to, especially if you don't do it straight, it just falls apart. It's just bad design. Unfortunately, it's poorly tested design at best. That's just, I'm not happy with that. And I am highly in favor of this entire toy. I love how it looks. I was raving over it when it was first announced, but I feel like this is a real miss, a real functional miss that affects its ability to be a good toy to actually play with. And some kids will be frustrated by that. Some kids are more patient than others, but some, I already know from years and years of experience that a lot of kids out there, if a Lego thing gets quote unquote broken, if some part of it comes apart, they consider it to be, and I quote, broken. They'll put it into a bin and not play with it anymore. They don't put the stuff back together. This is very common. Some kids do. Some kids are way into customizing and stuff and will fix this problem with a new design. But a lot of kids just play with Lego as regular toys. They assemble them just like we adults do, assemble them and then use them as intended. Adults with the stuff made for us, we just put it on a shelf and we look at it and we like looking at it. Most don't go to Rebrickable and do all the advanced stuff. With kids, most build the thing and then play with it as is. And if it falls apart, now it's broken. It doesn't work well anymore and it just goes into a bin. This breaks with the greatest of ease, and that's just unfortunate. These minifigures look good to me. The prints look plenty opaque. That white is definitely white. The cool yellow or bright yellow there is pretty good. Maybe that's not perfect, but it's pretty good, including down here on the legs. I think the production work here is good. I'm seeing more and more hope that Lego may be turning the corner and moving towards actually good prints again, which we all know that they can do. And the gray there, the match on the gray, the print there is actually very good to the plastic too. So Lego, if you are intentionally doing something to make your quality of prints better, please continue. Definitely makes it feel a lot better to pay premium prices for your products when they're actually coming out with good quality. Unfortunately, that right there is not good quality. Somebody missed something along the way. That mechanism just needed to be designed a little bit differently, because everything else about this I think is pretty darn amazing. It does look great. I want it to be fun. It feels like it's going to be fun. The blade is heavy and thick. The ripper bar is not going to fall apart. Like, this is very, very strong with the Technic mechanisms, or the Technic build to this. I'm not even mad about the lack of the tilt for the front, or angling side to side. I don't need that. It's just, I kind of wish that it was there, given that this is here, but it's fine. But this needs to be able to go up and down, and it needs to be able to go forward and backward. That's it. And one of those things doesn't work right. The engine detail, nice. Very nice. The parts, nice. This print here and the branding they've got there, nice. Yeah, replacement for the old Baraki eye, nice. So the figures done well, nice. The fact that the treads work without any cheater wheel, very nice. So much about this is good. Just one thing that's messed up about it, and that's pretty much it. And finally, real quick, just circling back to price, $65 US, 60 euros, 55 pounds UK, $80 Canadian, 682 pieces. It's a lot of money for this thing. It's beefy. Just assuming that everything was good about it, did not have this one flaw. It's still a lot of money. Yeah, Lego is very expensive. It's always been expensive. It got a little bit cheaper for us for a while, and it's going back to I'd say just its normal range, which is very expensive, maybe even going beyond its historical norm. And I would love if this was like $40. I mean, $40, honestly, to me, feels like it would be a lot for this, just looking at it. But I have to accept that Lego is expensive. It's always going to be more expensive than what I expect for the amount of plastic, for the amount of play value. Yeah. So $40 is still, that's where I'm at. I would like it to be cheaper than that, but 40, I'll give it 50 maybe. It's at 65. If you like this, you're either okay with the little bit of issue here, or you're willing to fix that with your own parts. You should be able to get this on discount, no matter where you are in the world. Many parts of the world don't get day one discounts. Many parts of the world do get day one discounts, and that's amazing. Just don't assume that everyone does, because we don't. Most of us don't. But yeah, if you can get a 20% discount on this, I think you're going to be in a decent range for price to volume of stuff. You just got to fix that. I've said that enough. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.